I should do better. I don't know about you, Woes, at rating my Uber Eats people, my Uber drivers. I don't always take the time to do it. Maybe I will now, and I'll be generous, even if they don't deserve it. Uber driver damages woman's house over a 1-star rating. That's
Wow.
bad. That's potentially the lowest. I don't know if you can leave 0 stars. Let's see what happened here because it's a lot. Uber driver in Chicago accused of seeking revenge after he got a 1-star rating. Suburban Chicago resident claims her home and car were seriously damaged following an ugly confrontation with the unidentified rideshare driver, which occurred just a day after her son gave the man the lowest possible rating. So I was right. You can't give 0. So he gave 1. What happened here? The woman whose identity was withheld for her family's safety said she remains shaken days after the frightening incident, which left her home with a cracked front window, her car blemished by scratches and dents. I'm really traumatized. I haven't really been sleeping, she said, according to ABC 7. What led up to the vandalism? We'll tell you. August 23rd, the woman's 17-year-old son called an Uber to take him to Orland Square Mall. Teen later described the driver as visibly agitated, weaving erratically through surface streets while ignoring his suggestion to just take the expressway. I was just trying to make it. Oh my. I was okay. We'll break for. Are you okay? And what?
I'm
Perhaps we need to go to
just
you now.
laughing because I'm always that person that gets uneasy when the person I'm with starts giving the Uber directions. It's just like, let the GPS do what it's gonna do. Let's just move on, sit back and enjoy the ride. That's all.
So you don't believe there should be interaction even from the client,
No, I
and you
don't.
believe that perhaps the navigation was saying weave in and out and go on these side streets, and that the young man, the 17-year-old, should just shut up and don't be a backseat driver. I just want to
Yeah,
make sure I understand correctly.
definitely, definitely.
Okay,
That's what I
okay,
think.
okay. Well, and we'll get back to more of your opinion. Let me continue here. I was not expecting that outburst. But we're different, and that's what Doc wants on this show, to have us opposite one another. We don't have to always agree or react the same. And perhaps more of you at home are, I, well, I don't want to say cackle, but that was an outburst. It really was.
With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show.
I'll go on. I was just trying to make it to the mall, and I was trying to get here within a certain amount of time, and he decided to take the longer way to the mall. The boy said. Seems passive aggressive to me. After he was dropped off, the teen said he gave the driver a 1-star rating for the awful service. Now, why do they have the rating system if they don't want you to be truthful about it? And that's rhetorical. Perhaps Woes will want to tackle it at some point. The next day, a stranger arrived at the family's front door, steaming mad. It was the driver who took the teen on the wild ride, according to the boy's mother. The guy was like, I picked up someone from this house and they left something, and I knew it wasn't a belonging of anybody in this house, she explained. Instinctively, she kept the man at bay by speaking to him through the closed door, but her refusal to come outside fueled the man's anger. He turned aggressive, and then he began shouting about the 1-star rating her son had given him, the woman said. The low rating prompted the driver to return unannounced to the home where he picked up the teen, demonstrating an audacious disregard for personal boundaries. As the man began to walk away, he suddenly grabbed a brick and hurled it at her front window and her parked car. While no one was physically harmed, the family remains shaken by the incident. He and his mom went to the police, and an incident report was put on file. Uber driver has not been publicly identified, and as of Tuesday, no arrest had been announced by authorities. Uber issued this statement through a spokesperson stating, the described conduct is unacceptable. We're continuing to investigate this report. and will take appropriate action. We are standing ready to assist police however we can. The statement did not mention whether the man was still employed by the company as a contractor. Now, they're independent contractors. I want to get back to your laughter, Woes. What should the young man have done differently? You already said he should not have interfered with the driver's chosen route. Should he have refrained from, reviews are there for other people who get this driver to say, I think so, or, oh, okay, good driver's on the way. Do you think the young man should have not rated the driver at all if he was so dissatisfied?
Look, here's my general rules for Uber. I don't ask to get on the aux cord or the Bluetooth. I put my headphones in, play my own music from my phone, play whatever you like to play. Be comfortable while my life is in your hands. So, like, I don't make specific music requests. I don't tell them, like, oh, get on the 101 instead of the 405. Like, I don't do that. Let the GPS do what it's going to do, move on with my life. And I generally don't give anything other than a 5-star. If I'm feeling really spicy, I go 4-star, but realistically, like, I sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. That's just what I do. And most of it is because, one, Uber, the company, is taking the lion's share of the money generated by the service. These guys are out here doing the work for us on the ground, getting us to our airport, getting us to our birthday parties and, bar mitzvahs and what have you. Two, these guys, you just said it, they're independent contractors. They don't got 401ks with Uber. They don't get health insurance. They don't get, paid time off. They don't get any benefits from Uber. These guys are the lowest people on the totem pole who we happen to have a direct one-to-one relationship with because we're dealing with them on the ground. And so I think oftentimes we have a lot of frustrations with Uber and we take them out on the driver. I just laugh because it's just like, I know those people who get in the car and want to micromanage the Uber, and I'm just not one of them. And I just think we're all best served by letting the Ubers drive and letting us ride.
Well, you've said a lot. And just a quick follow-up. Oh, what's your favorite food, Woes?
Oh, my favorite food, probably outside of Haitian, which is, doesn't count. I'm biased. Probably Jamaican food. Jerk
Yeah,
chicken,
I love it.
oxtail, stewed
Oh,
chicken,
I love
curry
some
goat. Yeah,
oxtail. So you're
yeah.
at your favorite Jamaican restaurant and you order oxtail. That's not what comes. That's not what comes. Maybe it's curry goat and you're allergic. I don't know. Do you still, and maybe when you tell the waiter or waitress about the infraction, she says, too bad, man. Do you still give her
So
20, 25% tip? I'm just curious. It's just a question.
So I'm so happy you chose this as an example because it's actually perfect. What will oftentimes happen at a Jamaican restaurant, much like this Uber ride, is like you will get your food, but the service will just not be what you come to
Let's go
expect in a
Italian because
professional
you're very squirrely. You're just all over the place.
they're not very like nice to you. They will take their sweet time. They will
Broad brush.
pretend that you're like some kind of monster for being like, oh, could I get some extra sauce on the side or some, like, that's what comes with the product of
Okay.
Jamaican food. And we get the
Okay.
food and we move on. I think the same thing can be done with the Uber guys. Let's give the Uber guys a break.
There's something you said there at the end that I do agree with. It's the moving on part. You've now painted all of the Jamaican restaurant servers with a broad brush. I do think we need to move on. And your points are taken. I won't say well taken, but we're again entitled to your own opinion. I wish the young man luck. He simply said, "You mind if I take the expressway?" And the guy came back. He's a dangerous guy, if we believe the family, and a brick and this and that, and wanted her to come outside. So we just are viewing with a different lens, and we'll move on. Whew. Were you expecting it to go in that direction? I wasn't.